Ladies and gentlemen, SSGL here back with another video. This time unlike anything that I have ever done before. My job requires the use of truck stops, and on this occasion I found something interesting. As I was inspecting my trailer, I came face to face with what I at the time could only describe as an Imperial Guard Deathstrike tactical missile launcher from the Warhammer universe. I just couldn't describe it any other way. So I knew I had to take pictures of it and send it to my father, which is into military and war history, and that's when we began to try to find out what this thing is. However, if it wasn't for that particular object, I probably wouldn't have noticed the whole area, because when I came closer to it, I noticed that there were other scraps of interest. So I decided to go ahead and try to identify those as well. But first, we're going to go ahead and use Google Maps to pinpoint the precise location of where these scraps are. In the discussion box, I'm going to be putting links of either a video and or information of each of the remains. It's going to be detailing information and showcasing them in action, what they look like, what they were for, and all that. Now, if you see that anything that I have said here is wrong or inaccurate, please don't hesitate to point that out in the discussion box. But without further ado, let's zoom in. Now this is what the area looks like. I did not saw any fences or keep out signs, but still I did not venture out to check out the remains that were located further away, but this is what we have. Now, regarding the first of the four, this turned out to be a foremost Husky 8 tractor type of a vehicle. It wasn't until I began to look at pictures of it that I realized that this is only the front part of the vehicle. The whole thing is compromised on the front with the first pair of tracks, then a thin body, before coming about to the rear, where you can see another set of tracks. Now, looking at the sources, I was able to see the vehicle in action in logging and Arctic operations, where difficult terrain is likely to be encountered. The model here turned out to be from 1978. Now, like the first one, this too was easy to identify because it had a plaque on the side, which in this case read Sterling Viking 2. And I found via sources that the official name is Sterling TCG-8. I'm seeing that sources are describing this thing as what could be the largest inline engine. Says it has 600 horsepower, 8 cylinders, but the gasoline efficiency is poor. I'm seeing that it's popular back in the early 1940s on patrol boats. I was unable to find out when this engine came about, but I'm guessing late 1930s. As for the two main objects in question, the rocket turned out to be a drone called the Fairchild SD-5 Osprey, which was developed by the US military prior to 1960, but on that date I understand it was ready to be tested. Now I'm seeing that it's mostly made of fiberglass and it was equipped with a lot of sensors. It is therefore described as a reconnaissance slash surveillance drone. If you really want to find out more about this one, I left a link in the description box of the only YouTube video about this thing, which does explain pretty much everything that there is to know about this one. But unfortunately for the Osprey, I'm seeing that according to Wikipedia, after 15 of these prototypes were built and prepared to be tested, it was decided that the whole thing was too costly and it was halted. So as a result, the Osprey never saw any official duty. Now, as for the carrier itself, this is the one that got us because we could never actually identify what it was. We thought it was an M3 Stewart tank chassis. It wasn't until I just happened to run into someone else that put the picture of the drone and carrier on a channel on Reddit called What Is This? That someone said it was actually the chassis of an M4 high-speed tractor, and that's when we were able to find out that it is indeed that. It was developed by the US Army in 1943 and used all the way until 1960, which is when the Osprey was ready to be tested actually. Alright, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys find that interesting, and until the next time, this is SSGL signing out.